showtime.
It's showtime. And here we go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host, George T., and this is the unbelievable weekend box office report. There's also a ton of movies to talk about this weekend, so we're not going to waste any time here on that one. So, like, subscribe, comment. Alright, let's get into it. So, it's another weekend that makes me scratch my head and wonder why. Alright, let's take a look at this. The 5th place spot goes to The Conjuring. It dropped one spot from the 4 to 5, making 4.1. Still hanging on there, which is kind of surprising. Gabby's Dollhouse drops from 2 to 3, makes 5.2 million. Disappointing opening for The Smashing Machine in 3rd with $6 million. It was projected to do a whole lot more, but for whatever reason, it didn't do very well. Number 1 last week is number 2 this week. One battle after another, making 11. And the number 1 movie, or number 1 box office, is Taylor Swift. Her new album just came out, so there was a watch party, and a lot of theaters picked it up, and it won the weekend. People wanted to see Taylor Swift on the big screen. I don't know. I don't know. It's like saying, you know, in a month or two, or down the line, like WrestleMania or UFC will be number 1 at the box office. I guess I don't know. But Taylor Swift is winning everything, isn't she? Like, she's the most popular pop star there is. You know, she's got millions. She's, you know, everywhere. She's with Travis Kelce. They're going to get married in Newport. You know, now she's getting another win here at the box office, and not like her album is going to be number 1 for like a million weeks in a row. So, hey, congrats, Taylor, for winning the box office this weekend. So, you gotta tip your cap to her on that one. So, all right. So, like I said at the very beginning, there's a lot of movies coming out this week on streaming, at the theaters, and you know, and then there's some movies that are only coming out for a week and then coming to streaming. So we'll get into all that right now. So, as of Wednesday, Netflix is got a movie called Carmelo. This is a Brazilian movie. It is a heartwarming story about a man and his dog. So, there isn't much there, but it will be on Wednesday, opening on Netflix. And then we have on Prime, there's a movie called Maintenance Required. This is Charlie, played by Madeline Petra. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Forced to reevaluate her all-female mechanic shop, unknowingly confides in her online confidant, Bo, played by Jacob Siskali. Again, you know me and names. Horrible. Who turns out to be her real-life business rival. Their connection blossoms amidst a professional rivalry. So there is that movie coming to Prime on Wednesday. Then you've got Mr. K, So this movie is going to be in limited release, but it will be on video on demand. Starring Crispin Glover. Mr. K is a traveling magician, finds himself in a Kafka's nightmare when he can't find the exit of the hotel he is staying in. His attempts to get out only pull him deeper inside, entering him further with the hotel and its curious inhabitants. So this is a wild kind of movie where, you know, at every turn, things get darker, or he meets these various subject people. So it's a little bit of a comedy in that regard, but it's also you know, dramatic. So and those are the three for Wednesday. So then you've got on Netflix, starting on Friday, The Woman in Cabin 10. I will definitely watch this movie. It stars Keira Knightley and Guy Pearce. On a lavish yacht for an assignment, a journalist sees a passenger go overboard, but when no one believes her, she risks her life to uncover the truth. So, kind of like a Death of a Nile kind of mystery kind of thing. Looks really good. Keira Knightley, you know, I definitely will see it and probably have a review on it for next week. Opening on Paramount Plus, Dakota Fanning in Vicious. This is a rather lengthy explanation, but Polly receives a mysterious box that comes with instructions to place 3 things inside: something you need, something you hate, and something you love. Okay, so very interesting start there. So I'm going to throw out a question there. What, you know, if you want to comment, that's fine. Name those things. Name an object that you hate, or you love, or you hate, or maybe it's people. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of a very interesting movie choice. What begins as a strange ritual quickly unravels into a working nightmare as she becomes trapped in a terrifying world where reality bends and memories betray. As time slips away, she must confront the darkness around her and inside her before it condemns everything and everyone in her life. So a very interesting movie, to say the least, and that will be on Paramount Plus. Then there is a re-election, so this will be in very limited release. Desperate to rediscover the mojo he lost as a teenager, a disappointed middle-aged man re-enters high school in order to run for his class presidency again. Alright, so one of these really dumb comedies. So it'll be in very limited release and will be on demand very soon. There is another movie, a British movie called Urchin. Sleeping rough on the streets of London, Mike seems unable to escape the chaos of his impulsivity and substance abuse. He is intelligent and charismatic, but when his addiction results in an act of unprovoked violence, he is soon placed under arrest. So, uh, a down and out kind of guy, a lot of smarts, but having to come to grips with his addictions. So, look for this movie in very limited release. Also coming out on Prime and a small stint in the theaters will be John Candy, I Like Me. This is from collaboration between Colin Hanks and Ryan Reynolds. This documentary focuses on the life and career of John Candy, who died at a very young age. And sad, really, because he was truly one of the great comedic actors. I mean, anything that he was in. Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Great Outdoors, Spaceballs, Summer Rental, Stripes, Splash. I can list a bunch more. Brewster's Millions. I love that movie. Just anything that he was in. If I missed any that you liked, I mean, I could go down the list, and any one of these is just comedy gold. So, so I'm looking forward to this, and I will definitely watch this documentary. Because again, he's such an amazing actor. So look for that this weekend. All right, and then we've got a movie called If I Had Legs, I'd Keep You. This stars Rose Bynum. When her life comes crashing down around her, Linda, played by Rose, navigate her daughter's mysterious illness, her absent husband, missing person, and an increasingly hostile relationship with her therapist. All coincides to one massive struggle, and I can understand why. Obviously, her daughter has a very mysterious illness, and nobody is there to help her. Her husband is absent. Not sure about the missing person thing, and then of course, her trying to work her issues out with her therapist. So this looks very good. This will be out in limited release, so definitely check it out. And then we've got Death Stalker. This is a remake of the 1983 Death Stalker movie. A powerful swordsman known as Death Stalker recovers a cursed amulet from a corpse during battle on the battlefield, marked by dark magic and haunted by monstrous assassins. He must face the rising evil and break the curse. So, this original movie tried to be Conan the Barbarian. So this will look like that. I don't know how good this is going to be. But limited release for that. The original was not that good, so I'm not sure why we had to do a remake of this movie. But again, Hollywood likes to make remakes. Then we've got a movie that's coming out for a couple weeks in the theaters, and then will be on Netflix, and I will be waiting for this movie to come on Netflix. It's called The House of Dynamite. Catherine Bigelow is the director of this movie. Rebecca Ferguson and Idris Elba star in this movie. When a single unattributed missile is launched at the U.S., a race begins to determine who is responsible and how to respond. this looks really, really good. So probably won't obviously get to see it in the theater. It's probably not going to be in one that's around me. But a couple weeks, Netflix has it. I will definitely be sitting down and watching this, and I will have a review on it. So I do have to mention it because it will have a theatrical release. So if you love Catherine Bigelow movies, this will definitely be one to see. And if not, wait for Netflix or wait for my review and then watch it on Netflix because it's going to be good. And then you've got After the Hunt. Julia Roberts and Andrew Garfield star in this movie. A college professor finds herself at a personal and professional crossroad when a star student levels an accusation against one of her colleagues, threatening to expose a dark secret from her own past. I saw this trailer a few months ago, right before it was released at TIFF, and it looks good. And I will probably not get to see it in the theaters. Maybe I will, though. I'm not sure. I've got a lot of catching up to do in the theaters, so definitely will try to get it out there. So, Max is also releasing a documentary on Friday. It's called The Alabama Solution. This is a documentary about Alabama prison system told through the eyes of the prisoners themselves. Could be very interesting to see, but at the same time, how many of these documentaries do we have to see about obviously conditions, what they have to deal with? You know, I don't have a stance on it. And if I did, I might get canceled. I'm just kidding. No cancel. There was also going to be limited release a anime movie that's coming out called 100 Meters. So this is about a gifted runner who has dominated the 100-meter race for years until a transfer student arrives, motivating him to train harder, and then years later they meet up on the track again. So there is that for you anime fans out there. And then a very sad movie, but very uplifting kind of a movie. So this is the true story. It is called Soul on Fire. A tragic accident leaves 9-year-old John with burns covering 100% of his body. Yikes. I mean, I can't even imagine an accident that bad that one of my kids would be, in that situation. Like, it's just, yeah. He soon embarks on a miraculous road to recovery with support from family, the community, and baseball announcer Jack Buck. Jack Buck's son Joe Buck is calling Fox games now. Jack called Cardinal games for decades, and obviously Jack's passed away since then. So this is one of those movies from years ago. But the story is from years ago. John becomes a motivational speaker who inspires millions of people to make the world a better place. So again, this is kind of a very uplifting, sad but uplifting type movie, and it is a true story. So definitely worth a watch. The trailer looks good, and again, it's it's remarkable what John went through and what he became. So, and then 3 big movies for the weekend. Uh, Roofman. So this movie has gotten Oscar buzz for it. This is also a true story. This one is starring Channing Tatum, Kristen Dunst, Peter Dinklage. After escaping from prison, former soldier and professional thief Jeffrey Manchester finds a hideout inside a Toys R Us uh, roof area, um, surviving undetected for months while planning his next move. However, when he falls for a divorced mom, his double life starts to unravel, setting off a compelling and suspenseful game of cat and mouse as his past closes in around him. So this is a true story about Jeffrey. Kristen Dunst plays, obviously, the divorced mom. I just found it fascinating that he lived inside a Toys R Us for all that time. And yeah, it's crazy, and it looks really good. I will try to see this movie and get a review for you guys. Hopefully this weekend or early next week. So then we've got Kiss of the Spider Woman. So this is a remake of an old movie called Kiss of the Spider Woman. Jennifer Lopez back in her element, singing and dancing. This is where she excels as an actor and as an actress. I have been critical of her acting in the past, and she, she does a fairly good job in what I saw in the trailer. So this does look, pretty good. Diego Luna, he was in Andor season 1 and 2. A political prisoner named Valentine shares a cell with a man named Molina. They form an unlikely friendship as they both recount a Hollywood musical plot. So basically, they come together about seeing this musical Kiss of the Spider Woman. Obviously, Jennifer Lopez is the Spider Woman. So it has got some buzz for it as well, and we'll see how it does in the theaters this weekend. Finally, we have Tron Ares. So this sequel's been a long time coming. After Tron Legacy, there was some speculation that they weren't going to do or finish the Legacy part off. They finally came out with a story, and they greenlighted it. So Jared Leto, Greta Lee, and Jeff Bridges returns. So he's been in all 3. The original Tron is, when you look at it now, when I was growing up, it was in one of these new sci-fi movies, so it looked really cool, because you're like, wow, this is such a crazy world. Tron Legacy wanted to bring the AIs into our world. Well, this time they've done so. Mankind encounters AI beings from the first time when a highly sophisticated program, Ares, leaves the digital world for a dangerous mission in the real world. So the trailers have been amazing for this movie, I will definitely be seeing this weekend. So this will definitely be on a review for next week, or maybe this weekend, depending on when I get to see it. But Tron Legacy is definitely going to be reviewed. So like I said, a lot of movies coming out, and there's a lot of streaming stuff coming out. So I will definitely be checking out the streaming stuff. Right now, I have Played Dirty from last week that I will be getting out there. What I was going to do, and I may decide to do this, but I may put the Amazon Prime movies together in one review and the Netflix stuff into another review, or maybe single reviews. I'm not sure how I want to do this just yet. But look for that stuff. I do have my review of Alien Earth and Marvel Zombies coming, and that'll be a double show. Also, my top 10 horror franchises of all time will be another episode, and there's going to be a whole lot more content. So, continue to watch. I thank you all, and I will see you all at the movies.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's all, folks.